All right, what we're looking at is a rear end housing from TRZ. It's for a GM bolt pattern. I'm going to be installing some Tbm HD Sportsman brakes that just came out. I did the other side, so I got the gist of it. I do have the mounting plate on. It was just to hold the axle in because the axle kept on moving out. And I'm going to go over all this in some detail. It's actually pretty simple. It's a neat design. It's very light. Right now I have a Willwood caliper hooked up, so I'm not leaking brake fluid everywhere. The Willwoods were good, but I'm exceeding the speed of them, and I want to drop a little bit of weight. I think I weighed the Sportsman kit, and it was, I think, 27 pounds in the boxes. So I'm gonna weigh the Willwood street brakes and see what the difference is. They had emergency brake pads and stuff. So we'll get to it. All right. So first things first, to mount the plate, it's back here. There's a groove in the back of this plate. You're gonna stick that towards your housing. That's gonna hold the bearing in. And I think it's like 35 foot-pounds are these bolts. They weren't really snug. And I looked on the Strange website, and that's kind of what it said put them at. So all I do is spin the axle around, go through all four, and then this is mounted. Obviously, you don't want to do this backwards or else it's not going to hold the bearing on. And I'm going to be mounting the calipers towards the back of the car. So this is I really can't mess it up. And if it's not fitting, then it's wrong. All right, so the instructions for this kit, they're pretty detailed. You got to read through it a little bit. And then it'll kind of, and I wanted to do the other side to experiment, take my time, go through it, see what's up. It goes through, what parts that you have. And I love the pictures, pretty simple-minded, so I need them. And there's the bracket we're talking about, and there's the groove, and that needs to go towards the housing. Kind of goes over how it's mounted. Here's where I ran into some, trying to figure this out, because basically you want to put it together without putting the thread lock on. Don't do this until you're done and it fits. Right, so this hole, I do have a little bit of the axle or the housing I can see, and basically I stick the dial indicators in there, and then basically it's gonna give me a reading, and I keep on getting it messed up here and there, but roughly I'm at a 2.5 inch. So it's saying the flat side down, which I'll show you the rotor in a second. But there's a stepped side and a flat side, and the flat side is going to go towards the little drum. Let's get to that next. Okay, so this is the drum. This is what the rotor is going to mount to, and it's got several different bolt patterns for it. And if you look here, there's a low, there's a middle, and then there's a high side. So when you're following the directions, that's what you're gonna, when you see the low step, middle step, highest step. All right, so this is your rotor. There's the flat side. It's got that nice flower looking design, dissipates heat really well. And oh, by the way, this is about a 1/2 inch thick. This is a thick ass boy. And this is the step side. So when you're looking at the directions, this is step side. So whatever it's saying, step side down or flat side down, they're talking about the drum. So if we go through the picture, I'm at 2.5 inch, the axle offset. So it's saying flat side down to middle step. So I'm gonna put that the middle step's going to be this guy because this is the bottom, middle, high. And flat side is going to be the non-step side. Simple as that. All right, so when I was doing the other side, I put every single bolt in and, you know, kept on taking them out, in and out 100 times. I'm only going to do a couple just to get a good idea where I'm at. I was using a DeWalt, and I wasn't chug-a-lugging it, just a little bit, because when you do thread lock it, it's only saying 18 foot-pounds, so it's not very tight. And it's just giving you a good idea. It's good to mock this up and see what it looks like. So I'll get this on, and I'm going to put maybe 2 lug nuts just to kind of hold it in place, and then we'll go to the caliper next. All right, we're on to the next page. So now it's talking about the caliper, and this boy he's big. It's pretty big, and it's got this clip up here. It's kind of neat. Just pops right out, and then it kind of locks itself in. And then to change the pads, all you got to do is pull that out, and this is facing towards the outside. And you pull this, take the clip out, pull the pin out, the pads should come straight out, put the new ones in, you're good to go. These F3s, they're monsters. They're pretty big, and I mean, this is light. There's nothing to them. It's extremely light, and it's very simple. So I'll take this clip out, and I'll mount this guy to the bracket. I'll show you in a second here. Okay, on to the next page. It's talking about removing the pin and getting it all ready for the pads. Okay, it's just 2 Allen bolts that mount to the back of the bracket, and I just have this hand tight. Nothing's tight, just because I'm basically checking for all the distance. Nothing's Loctited or anything. I push these pistons in a little bit, and when they test out these for pressures, they do put fluid in there. So when I did push on the piston, a little bit of fluid came out, just because I was trying to see if it was going to have any interference with the pads. And as far as putting the pads in, it's just these pads here, it's pretty easy peasy. You see the hole at the top, that's where the pin goes through, but you basically slides right in. Take the second one, slides right in. Then we're going to take the pin, put the pin right into place. Boom, done. And what I'm going to do next is take this all apart. I'm going to red Loctite these guys, the bolts for this, and torque them all down and get it all together, get it all finalized and buttoned up, and then I'll show you the final progress of it. So one thing, when I was torquing it, I went in a crisscross pattern, and what I did is, just so I remembered that I did it, I put some lines on there. I don't know. I doubt this stuff will even stay from the heat. Just to see. Oh, I take it off. It moved. Or they backed up. I don't think they will. I mean, the thread lock with everything. I don't know. It's just something I did. Who knows? Just a quick reminder. Make sure you count how many washes you have stacked, because I had 2 on one of them, and that's the missing one that I found. Well, at least I got a clean floor now. So I got them all torqued to 18 foot-pounds. They got red Loctite. Looks good. All right, so I got everything mounted. It's actually tightened, although the directions indicate that you should, after you bleed it, you should keep the caliper loose. That way, when you're doing the braking, it might shift a hair, and then once it shifts, then you're gonna lock it down just for what position it's gonna want to be in. Because they do give you shims, so you can make it perfect. There's no drag. I'm gonna bleed it once I get the front end together, so it's not going to be bled anytime soon. But when I do it, I'm going to end up loosening all these, bleed it, tighten everything after everything's done. That way it's in its spot, and maybe it'll shift a little bit in there, so it'll be perfect. As far as tools go, so I mean, it's pretty easy. Just to get the little clip off, I use that. Some red lock. This is a 5/16. That's for the caliper bolts. For the back, for the rotor on the drum, I just used a 1/2 inch. That was for my offset, and 18 foot-pounds, and that's it. I mean, it's a pretty simple design. It's very lightweight, and these are big boys. So I'm really happy with how they look. But that should do it. I don't have anything else. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. And I'll try to make this a little bit edited. It seems like I was talking a lot, and I hate seeing videos where the guy rambles on and they don't get the business. So, yeah. All right, man. Thanks. One last thing I didn't hit on. The bleeder screws need to go up because you're going to push air up. Now, you don't want it towards the bottom. So that's why you have to make sure you mount them correctly. Where the line goes in can be at the bottom. Here's the thing is, on this car I have a flexible hose, or a brake hose, and then it goes to a solid one. Right now the rear end's supported, so this would be basically ride height, but you need to have a little bit of flexibility if it's a radial car, which this is, so that way when it separates, it's not going to break the line. I'll play with mine a little bit. Mine, the Willwoods had the brake line mounted in the center versus the bottom, so it's a little bit different. So I'll probably maybe mount these. I think I might have some, but I might play with as far as the travel and see what the brake lines look like. But that's one last thing I wanted to hit on. All right, well, comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks.